and smile, 'cause it's been a while. It's been like a whole day since I stopped so you could hold me. But this child awaits, strong in the faith. Lord, you are the refuge that I can't wait to get to, 'cause I can't let a day go, can't let a day go by without thanking you for the joy that you bring to my life. And ooh, there's something about the way your sun shines on my face. It's a love so true.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the third week of Transformation Power Hour. I am your host, Shawna Halley, and I'm joined by two premier goddesses. They will be joining us in a few minutes to tell us a little bit about themselves. But in the meantime, in between time, let's just get this party started. The topic for today is be amazing. I am amazing. You are amazing. We are amazing. But before we get started, here is something I want you to think about. Take a deep breath. Breathe in. Go within to your source of all resources. Breathe out slowly. As you breathe out, release some of the toxins, some of the thoughts, some of the things that you know you cannot take with you to the next level. And as you breathe out, remember to release her, let her be. Honor her, love her, nurture her, please. Give her time, give her care, give her space to be clear. Love her and release her so she's free to be. And in this moment, I would like for you to ask your goddess, what do I need to grow? What do I need to release to move and to live and to love and to shine unapologetically in this life, in this thing called life? Life is amazing. Life is beautiful. Life is a gift. How are you spending your life? And then at this time, as we go through the show, I want you to open your mind to receive that which is yours to receive. I want you to be willing to accept what it is you need to accept to move to the next level of your life. And I want you to say, life is beautiful. Life is supposed to be good for me. And I step into the greater, bigger self of who I am, who I'm becoming, and what I've come here to do. So at this moment, take a moment to check in with the goddess. Check in with her. Embrace her. Love her. Because this show is all about embracing your goddess. For you to be reminded that you are amazing, you are beautiful, you are loved, and you are loving, and you are lovable. So remember that and take that deep breath in. I am Shawna Halley. I am a transformative taught, teacher, speaker, coach, and author. I love what I do. I love inspiring women to trust, to nurture, and to honor the goddess within them, to help them to envision the life they will love to live, and we work together, either in group or one-on-one coaching, to make that dream a reality. What is it that you need? You deserve the best life now. Do you know what it is, the life you would love to live? You know, it's time for change. And let me share this poem with you that really focuses on sometimes we don't want to change, but change will happen around us, whether we move with it or one of my clients used to say, either you get in or you get ran over. That's what she said. So this one says, time for change. Time for change, I sense your intense opposition. Your life is marred by grief and pain. Sitting still, what has it done for you? Look into the mirror and ask, what can I do to be true? Time for change, I sense your intense opposition. Your life is marred by doubt and anguish. An impelling clenched fist, who can save you? Open your heart to true love. What you need is already given. Let go, all is not forgotten. The sentiment of love you have smitten. Time for change, give love its place. Open your heart to experience grace. And what do you need to change in your internal life so the life that you love can shine through on the outside? You know, there was a time when I look outside of myself for everything. I figure if things are outside of myself is not going well, then things on the inside of me don't need to be adjusted. But as I grow and became enlightened and opened myself to the new level that I wanted to live, to experience life in a way that was more uplifting and satisfying, I realized I had to look within and not without. And here is a transition in the poem that shares that. It says, give me. And I'm going to read two parts of this, because part of this says, give me, because I'm looking outside of myself, right? Mm-hmm. But the other part says, I am. And so the first part says, give me love that I don't have to create. Give me love that won't make me wait. Give me love that flows easily. Give me love of intense ecstasy. Give me love that my soul requires. Give me love that fits my desires. Give me love that flows from me to you. Give me love that aligns to the sentiment of universal view. That's looking outside of myself. And then there was a new thought. There was some growth in me. And it took some pressure and some pain for me to get to this point to realize I am love. I don't have to create. I am love, so I don't have to wait. I am love. I release intense ecstasy. I am love that my soul requires. I am love that fits my desires. I am love which flows from me to you. I am love that aligns to the sentiment and truth of universal view. So, ladies, what is your truth? What is your view? We have two beautiful goddesses here with us today, Dr. Marilyn Scott and Miss Tracy Lawrence, and they will share with us their amazing life. But before we get to all the details, let's just do a brief introduction. Tell us about yourself and what you're doing.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Marilyn Scott, and I host a show every Thursday night on live on my Facebook page and my YouTube channel, Healthy Living with Marilyn. Living at the end. And I've been doing it for over a year now, and I have a co-host, I have a team of people that work with me, and I have a guest. And recently we've been Zooming people in from other parts of the world. We are global. I am also an international professional speaker with the Les Brown Institute, and I have just finished writing a book called Be Amazing: How to Stay Motivated to Achieve Results in a Fast-Paced World. It's still in the proof section, but I will be publishing it very, very soon, because I had a little bit of tweaking I had to do, which is, Shawna and I talked earlier, that's growth. That's total growth. Mm-hmm. And it's been amazing, and sometimes in order to grow, you have to leave some people behind. That's right. And to do that, I'm tweaking it to make it bigger and better and more abundant for everybody. My goal, I've been writing Be Amazing posts on my Facebook page for almost a year now. I woke up one day and my intuition, Margaret, who's my intuition, she's my little intuitive angel. She was my grandmother. And I called her Margaret. And she said to me one day, she says, you have to start writing Be Amazing posts. Where am I going to write them? On social media. Write Be Amazing posts. And every day I have written a Be Amazing post and have not missed a day.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, and it motivates people. And one reason why it's so beautiful, it motivates me to get on with my day, because that's what helps me feel the amazement and the positive energy that I have. And we all have issues, that happen. A little over 7 weeks ago, my daughter-in-law delivered a little boy. I got a text from my son saying, we're having complications, we have to deliver. And little Banner was born on Saturday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. I'm Irish. He's Irish. My grandfather was 100% Irish. He's also part Cherokee Indian, because his maternal grandfather is Cherokee Indian. And so Banner was born. Banner was named after Bruce Banner, the Hulk.
Oh, wow.
He's called the Little Hulk.
Yes, I love it.
Yes, and he weighed in at 1 pound, 6 ounces. And he was 12 and a half inches long. And he is thriving.
Mm-hmm.
And
Awesome.
he is living. And when he was born breathing and crying on his own.
Wow.
That is it's a miracle. And he is my purpose. He is my why.
Yes.
Awesome.
And he's the one that keeps me going.
Okay.
And that's why I have such amazing days.
That's good.
Awesome. Yes.
Right?
We always have to have a why, don't we? Something
have
that
to have a
pulls
why.
us when we don't want to move forward, right?
That's right.
Right. I mean, I have 4 grandboys. Jacob is 3.5, Isaac is 2, and Sammy is 1.5. And my youngest daughter is going to deliver a little girl the end of July.
Oh.
So I'll have 5 grandbabies by the end of the summer. Yeah.
You're going to be busy.
Yes.
Really? So those are my whys, you know,
Yeah.
to teach my grandchildren, to let them know that you can do anything, that the world is your oyster.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's my why.
Well, thank you, Dr. Marilyn Scott.
You're welcome.
Tracy,
Yes,
tell us
very
about
nice.
yourself.
Well, hi, I'm Tracy Lawrence, and I am an educator, a stylist, a real estate agent, and an entrepreneur. I've been in the cosmetology field for over 30 years. Wow.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. It's time for me to retire.
No.
But I can't.
I flunked retiring about 3 times.
3 times, yeah. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. But I've been in cosmetology for over 30 years. Owner of salons, productions of hair shows, just a little bit of everything. It opened the door for me to do so much more, things that I never thought I could do. I'm a stylist. I'm an educator at Empire Beauty Schools. I get so much joy. It's joy and pain, but the joy is to be able to motivate and help people to be able to achieve their goals and their dreams. That's just so awesome to me. I don't think no one could write a paycheck that could pay for something like that, where you are a part of changing lives and you can see it right in front of your face. So I'm very, 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 very proud that I could serve that job, because I feel like I'm serving people, but in a good way. A new real estate agent. This is my new, new, so fresh. Since it's a dream that I've been doing, or working on since 2009, and it just came true.
Wow.
So that shows you right there that whatever you want, you can have.
That's
you know,
right.
Just keep on pushing and stay focused, and you can have it. Entrepreneur. I have little side businesses that I'm always doing something to be healthy and, be better, and just growing and learning is just what I love to do.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if you wake up and you can breathe, you can have anything, you can learn anything, and just keep on pushing, But definitely my biggest inspiration and motivation are my students. But I do have something in common with you, Doc. I have 4 grandkids, 3 boys, and one girl.
girl.
Yeah, and that's why I do what I do as well.
Mm-hmm.
I love to pass it forward. Someone did it for me, and I just love just helping people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leaving a legacy. My thought process is, if I can get up and my feet hit the ground, I'm on this side of the side, the rest of my day's downhill.
Oh, that's right.
You can do anything.
Anything.
Once you get up.
Once you get up.
Once you get up.
Yep.
So, as we move forward in the conversation, most of us, we know we have a birth date and we have an expiration date, even though we don't know our expiration date.
Right.
What do you think it would take for women to live full out? We all have time left. If we're breathing right now, we have time left. What do we need? What do you think women need in order to make the best of every day that they have?
They have to invest in themselves.
Yeah.
Because wherever you go, there you are. Mm-hmm. You cannot escape yourself. You can go buy that pretty dress, but if you can wear that and you can look terrific, but if you're going to invest in yourself, find a coach, find a mentor, take a class, take an exercise class, or what I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to the float zone. I'm taking time for myself, because if you don't take time for yourself, you won't be able to help others, and that is so important. You have to invest in yourself. If there's a seminar you want to go to, take the time to go.
But I don't have the money.
You too.
You do.
You do.
do.
You spend
You
it.
can find it.
Yes.
You can. I've had to find it, and you can find it. You can do without a lot of things.
Yes.
You don't need all that stuff. If you have a roof over your head, clothes on your back, and food in your belly, you got it all.
Yeah.
Because there's people in the world who don't have that. There's children in this city who don't have that. Right?
Yeah.
You can find the money. You can show them the money.
And I believe too that sometimes we, you think about investment. And investment is something that you expect to get a return from, right? So when you invest in yourself, that means you're uplifting yourself. That means that you have more to give.
Right.
So I look at investment as, okay, I will invest in upgrading my telephone or, the electronic stuff, right? Or a car or something. But it's so hard for people to invest in their mind, which if you invest in your mind, that's lifelong. Right. That's something that you have with you for the rest of your life. So Tracy, what is your point on that? What do you have to share on that?
You two ladies said it all. Investments. In order to be able to give, to be whole, you have to invest in yourself. You have to invest back in, because as women, we give so much.
We sure do.
We have kids, we have families, we're in relationships, we have kids, we have work, we have employers, we have employees, all those things that, and I can say that about us because men can't say they give birth.
No.
So that's the biggest donation that there is. But in that donation or in that investment, you have to reinvest in yourself to be whole. So you need that time. I mean, if you don't have the money, a nice bubble bath.
There you go.
Get some bubbles, lock the door. You don't want to be disturbed. It really gives back to your soul and your spirit. Even just if it's for 30 minutes, you were saying that people can find the money. Yes, they can find the money. They take their money and do whatever they want to. But if you really, really want to be whole and you want to be able to invest in yourself and people, you have to do something. So you have to make a conscious decision to invest back into yourself so you are able to give to anyone, because you won't be happy.
If you go to a seminar, you have to give some other things up to get to that seminar.
Right.
You have to change your schedule around. You might have to make a flight, get a plane ticket.
Right.
You might have to stay at a hotel or an Airbnb.
Right.
There's a lot of things that you can have to do to get that schedule going, and there's a lot of projects you have to do to complete that so you can go.
Right.
But if you do it in plenty of time and you really find something that you really want to go to, somebody speaking that you really want to go to, you really want to see that person, you will move mountains to do that.
Yes, you will.
If you really want it, I have met an enormous amount of people in the past 5 months. Enormous. Why? Because I invested in myself.
That's right.
I wrote a book. I wrote a book in less than 2 months.
Wow.
And I'm tweaking it now, but sometimes you have to make changes.
Right.
And that's part of growth. And you have to grow. You don't want to be stagnant. And a couple years ago when I was working on my show, I said to a friend, I'm finally getting out of my box. And she looked at me and she says, Marilyn, there is no box. And I looked at her and said, you are absolutely right.
Yeah.
There is no box. We put ourselves in this box.
That's right.
If you start breaking down those walls of that box and take a chance. And people say, well, Marilyn, it's so hard. If it was easy, everybody's be doing it.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So, Zig Ziglar said, be a extra miler.
Yeah.
Because if you go the extra mile, there's the crowd there. It's not as crowded as if you stay right here.
Yes.
So what do you need to do? What is it that you would the life that you would love to be living right now? That's the thing that you have to ask yourself, and then ask, what is the next step? What is one step I can take? Sometimes we want to see the whole path, but what is one step, only one I need to take that will actually help me build momentum? When I take that one, then I can take another one. I feel better about myself. I feel better about my accomplishment. And before you know it, I can see that, I'm getting to the finish line. And you're running really fast. And you're trying to do more. You're staying up later. You're working harder. You're making the connections that you're doing. And I know for me, my biggest challenge is following up. And I have to have a schedule now, because I know that's my challenge.
Right.
I have a schedule now. This is when I need to follow up, and I make myself do the things I need to do. If not, I'm not going to get the results I want.
That's right.
It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yes.
You've got to keep going. It might be a minute project during the day, but one minute project at a time. Just one.
Just one.
When you get that done, then you feel successful, go to your next minute project and keep going until you find where you need to go. You know, a dream is just a dream until you put it on paper, and then it's a goal. So if you have dreams, put them on paper.
And I think I was listening to something that says when you transfer that information from your mind to paper, it makes it more real. And then you feel better about it, and all of a sudden you start to, your body, your entire body and nervous system start to kind of fuel you to kind of go in that direction, and before you know it, you're doing what you want to do, and it's exciting.
A friend of mine, years and years ago, she was a triathlete, and I walked into her house. She watched my children when they were young, and I walked into her house and I said, you have this number all over your house. You have it on the bathroom mirror. You have it up above the doors. What's going on? And she says, that is the time I have to beat for my next success.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
And she's a triathlete. And you know something? She had that ingrained in her head.
Yes.
And that is the time that she had to beat, and she beat it.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So I have been telling people, you have a goal, put it up there. Put it up there on your mirror.
That's right.
Put it on your visor in the car. Put it in the kitchen. Put it on your stove, your refrigerator, wherever. So you can see it all the time. Because when you see it, it starts getting ingrained in your brain. It's real.
It's real. And after a while, you start working on it automatically, because in the beginning it might be a little bit of effort. Oh my God, I have to get up and do this. Oh, I have to. It's like if you want to do it, I have to do
easier.
this. Right. But after a while, it's it becomes less and less of a chore.
Yeah.
It becomes less and less of a chore.
Yeah.
Callers, please don't forget, this is a live broadcast. You are
we
welcome
are
to call in.
live. Give us a call.
Yes, with your comments or questions. The number is 915-5202. And y'all see, I'm trying to look cute, right? I don't have my glasses on.
Well, I took mine off because I was afraid of the glare, because my non-glare glasses are home.
But interesting, here's an interesting fact. I started doing a bone broth meal plan maybe 3 months ago. And I had to, when I was wearing my glasses before, I had to wear it for nearsightedness as well as farsighted. And I noticed one day I put it on and I'm reading something and it was blurry. When I took my glasses off, it was like crystal clear.
Wow.
I mean, I associated with that because that's pretty much the only thing I've done that was new.
Right.
Bone broth is really good. About not quite a year ago, I fell and sprained my left ankle and fell on my right arm. My business partner said I felt like a football player. I feel bad for football players because it really hurt. She says, we'll get some ice for your ankle. It's like, Judy, I'm not worried about my ankle. I am worried about my arm. So I wound up going to the doctor, and the doctor says, well, we got a doctor for your ankle. I said, I don't need help with my ankle. I just need to get an MRI for my arm. And I had torn my rotator cuff and my tricep. I started drinking bone broth, and let me tell you, Shawna, that got me over the top.
Wow.
I have not had problems since then. Bone broth is awesome.
I never heard of it.
Never,
but I'm gonna
yeah.
And
try
I
it.
made my own bone broth. So if anybody wants the recipe, go to
me, number one.
Okay. Send me an email or private message me on Facebook, because I do have a great recipe for bone broth.
Awesome.
It's good.
It works.
It does.
It's
really
awesome.
Really in fact, works. I was in the bookstore a couple days ago and saw a book on bone broth diet, a bone broth eating plan.
I think Louise Hay had one of those. She had a book on it.
I don't know who the author was. I just saw bone broth program or something. I don't like to use the word diet.
Right.
The first three letters in the word diet are diet. I'm going, not going to go doing that.
I never thought about that.
Yes, now, yeah, right.
I've used that a lot. the first 3 letters in the word die.
Exactly.
You do not want to die doing it, friends. Believe me.
Yes.
All right. So we're just going to eat healthy
Yes,
outside.
healthy, yeah.
And my first show was actually health and well-being.
Yeah.
We talk about women's health and how we can take better care of ourselves. So that we can actually perform better in the other areas of our life. And then the last week's show was women in the ministry, spirituality, and how sometimes we are afraid to step into the life that our purpose, so to speak.
Right.
And today we're talking about being amazing, self-care, how important it is for you to take time for yourself. Here is an interesting fact. It said, did you know most people believe that forgiveness lets the other person off the hook? Actually, forgiveness frees the forgiver, open them to love's presence. And I truly believe that. Sometimes we think like, if I'm forgiving someone, that means I'm not making them responsible for whatever act they did again.
They don't know you're forgiving them, Shawna.
Yeah, it's about us.
It's about us.
Yeah.
It's about you forgiving. They probably don't care. They probably don't know.
Yeah.
You got to do it for yourself.
You have to. It said. I heard it said like it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
Oh, wow.
I'm holding on to the resentment and holding on to being mad.
Yeah.
And the person is going to, if you notice, the person is going about their life doing whatever they want to do. And then when you think about it, if you don't forgive, is that person safe to walk down the streets of your mind? Have you ever had an argument by yourself?
Oh, yeah. And that gives you negative energy, so I don't do that. I'll turn it around.
Oh, Tracy, you have.
Help me,
Let me help you.
Help me.
Have you ever had a conversation with someone and they're on their way over or something?
Oh,
and then
okay.
you wish you had said something to them, or you know what, I'm going to say this next time, and I didn't do this, and it's like you're having that conversation, and the person is not even there.
I'm guilty. Yeah, I'm guilty. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, it's like,
right.
and when it comes to forgiveness, that's like harboring.
Right.
That person is not even safe in our own mind, and if they're not safe in our mind, they're in us.
Right.
So we're making them very important when they're not.
The other thing is, because you are upset with that person, they are controlling your emotions.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're giving them power
And you
over
are giving them power over your emotions. That's a no.
in life, because
That's
after
right.
the emotions, it's going to affect your life.
Right.
And it can't do anything but harm you.
Right.
It's not a benefit to harbor those feelings. And I know, because I had to forgive, and I'm going to
Present.
And what I had been harboring for so long, it made me feel not good.
You can
But
get sick.
when you released it, it was like, OMG.
Yeah.
It wasn't even
It
worth
wasn't
it,
even
right?
worth it. So since then, I don't do it. Now, I'm not saying that I accepted what you did to me.
Right.
But I have forgiven you. Because I have probably offended people and don't know.
Right.
So I'm hoping that they would do the same for me. We're not perfect human beings. So we're learning, we're growing, and we have things to work on. So who am I not to forgive you or to allow you to have that much power over me?
Because
And,
that's
you know,
bottom line, right?
I mean, you're like a puppet to them
Yeah.
at this point. So definitely, forgiveness is an
Yeah.
awesome thing.
Don't let them
Yes.
control your emotions. That gives them power.
Yes.
And what I thought about it too is when we think about forgiveness and moving forward with our life, we have to ask ourselves the question: what does it take? What's the reason I'm holding on to this stuff? And sometimes the forgiveness have nothing to do with the person.
Right.
The person that we're angry at.
Right.
It's just a projection. It might be somebody over here.
Yeah, right.
And it's not letting them off the hook. We don't have to be buddies and pals.
Right.
But it's like a release. I'm releasing you so I can be free.
Well, you know what I do? I take those issues, those people that come up. Sometimes, when you're driving down the road, somebody will get into your brain, and it's like, where did that come from?
That trigger, right?
And it's like, that's not supposed to be there. What's going on? Well, what I do when that happens, I take those issues, people, challenges, I put them in a jet, a visual jet, and I send it off. And if they keep on coming back, I send them off. And I keep sending them off until they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
And you know what I do? For example, situations that come up and it starts to come to my mind, I will say, thank you for showing up, but no rehearsal today.
I love
no rehearsal. We are not going down that road. Not today. And after a while, it gets easier and easier and easier.
It does.
It feels
That's a
really
good one. I like the no rehearsal today. That's a good one.
No rehearsal today. So, tell us a little bit more about your studio work. Not your studio, but your film work. What have you been doing with that?
I just feel like the things that I have experienced and accomplished in my life is just a blessing because I'm not special. I am to me.
I didn't mean not to call your name Tracy.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm like pointing like people know, right?
That's okay. So I've been very, very blessed to have people that see things in me that sometimes I don't see. I actually started theater and film back in 2003 or 4 at the Theater 4. I actually did some volunteer work, and then it became a job. And when you say, in order for you have to invest in yourself, so you have to give something. And I had a great mentor, which is my aunt, that she instilled and helped me to be who I am today. And the number one was volunteer, give something. And I was 19. Who give? What? Volunteer, you don't get a check? Like, what are you saying? What? So in me being around her and her mentoring to me, I learned a lot about different things. So I worked at the theater, and they liked me so much. They liked the work. They ended up giving me all types of referrals and different jobs. And I was just working all around Richmond. So I had that under my belt, and then I moved. I lived in Virginia Beach, and I did a little acting as well. That was awesome to have that experience. And then I came back, and in the journey is what it is. That has already been set up for you, and you don't really realize it.
Oh, yeah.
It was already destined for us to even be here on this stage right now.
I agree.
That's right.
So, one of my girlfriends, my best friend, his best friend's girlfriend, she had worked for us. She did a couple shows for us for the hair shows and fashion shows. And she was a hairstylist doing hair and makeup, and she was really into this. But I hadn't done it probably in like 10 years or so. And we talked, and she said, well, Tracy, if ever something comes up, I will definitely let you know. And I was like, yeah, I don't take it for I appreciate it, but whenever you do it, I'm happy, So about a year and a half ago. She did. She kept her word. She She had something in D.C. It didn't work out, but she ended up calling me and said, Tracy, we have an opening doing background hair, and at a stage. I was like, yeah, let's do this, and it was the best thing ever. Like it was the best thing ever that happened. And just from there, I just continued. I did the Nutcracker. I just did another hair and makeup for I think it was the Discovery Channel. And when you sew into yourself, because that's what I thought the volunteer work was, sewing into yourself. People see that, and then you can just express it and give it back. And it's just my life has been so amazing, honestly. Right now in this day. Some of those days you're like, oh no, this day is the worst day of my life. Those days, we have those days.
We all have those days, Tracy.
Yes, and you sit back and if you think about it, you're just full of it that day.
If you think about it, you have to move through that.
Yes, move through that.
Move through the challenge to grow.
Yes,
it's a learning experience. It's a bump in the road.
Yes.
We all have bumps in the road.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So
I worked on Turn. It was the last season, but I met a group of great people. it was just so awesome. I mean, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, and everybody saying, "Good morning." What? Good morning. Okay. Everybody's happy at 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, good morning.
They used to that, huh?
They used to it and they love it. It's a difference. So I'm so grateful to have those people that poured into me. To make me better, and that's why I do what I do now, to give it back. Because if it wasn't for those mentors and friends and people that believed in me, and I had to believe in myself as well.
Right.
You have to believe in yourself, even when you're doubting yourself. Mm-hmm. You have to believe in yourself to go through, like you said. Right. You have to go through, and then when you catch on to this is what you have to do to get to the next level, it makes it easier. Not saying it's not going to be challenging, but it makes it easier for you when another challenge comes, for you to just go on through it, because you know that you're going to be better. You're going to be better as a person. You're going to be better as a mother. You're going to be better as a sister, a husband. I mean, well, not a husband, but a wife or whoever you are. You're going to be great. So just keep pouring and believing in yourself, and know that everyone has to go through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no one gets a pass on that, right? No one gets a pass on that. No. Marilyn, tell us more about. I know you have a lot going on as well. What's one of the projects you're working on now that is really getting ready to blossom and you're looking forward to it?
Other than my book, I'm working on my website with 2 guys up in Short Pump. They're like 5 minutes from where I live, and I met them out in San Diego. It's like, really, I have to go to San Diego to meet you guys. I said 5 minutes from me. Really. So they are doing a website for me. The name of my website is called The Book Be Amazing. It has to do with my book, because I couldn't find Be Amazing, so I was like, okay, we'll do the book. And we're working on that website. I'm working on tweaking with my book with my coach, Ron Klein, and his wife, Arlene. And the next thing I'm working on when I get through that, I'm working on a workshop, a class, seminar, whatever you want to call it, called Write Your Book in 2 Days.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be jam-packed with different ways on how to get your book started, how to write it and get it done in 2 days using CreateSpace.
Wow. And I think that's such a needed thing, because so many people have books in them or on a jump drive somewhere, but they're not really doing any,
because you know why? They're afraid to step forward.
Yeah.
And I was talking to somebody today, and they said, I have this blank page. That's what and I said, okay, what are you going to do with the blank page? Well, I got to start writing. Okay. And what I tell people is, just start writing. Words, whatever you want to say. I also meditate in the morning, which is really important.
I do as well.
It's really important because it gets my day going. I meditate, I journal, and then I do something like empty the dishwasher, or do a load of wash, some type of chore that I have to do. I've got a creative sanctuary upstairs, which is my office. And I've been working on that, because sometimes it looks like King Kong came in and did the Watusi. So, I'm working on that. But when you get organized, it helps not only your room or your house, whatever, but it helps your mind to get organized. It helps your schedule to get organized. And I tell people, do not put more than 3 things on your schedule to do, because if you put 25, you're going to get overwhelmed, and you won't get them all done. You're going to look and do the I used to do that when my kids were younger. You were talking about kids. My definition of being a mom is 365 days a year and no time off for good behavior. So you have to find that good behavior. You have to find that time for you. Because when my kids were growing up, my day didn't stop when my job stopped.
That's right.
My day didn't stop when the kids went to bed. My day was constant until I saw the insides of my peepers and I was sleeping.
Wow. And just to add, go ahead.
And once I saw the inside of my peepers, I slept. I tell my husband now, I said, I gotta sleep deep and sleep fast so I can get up. Because you don't get time back.
Right.
Once you use that time, friends, once you use that time, it's gone.
It's gone.
It's totally gone. You are not going to get it back. Don't try to get it back. It's not going to happen. So we all have the same 24 hours.
We sure do.
You know, I said to my mom one day, I said, okay, Mom, she says, I just don't have time to do this. You got the same 24 hours I do. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, really, I don't have 24 hours because I'm sleeping 8. I said, okay, you still got 16 hours of awake time.
She's technical, huh?
Yeah, you still got 16 hours of awake time. What are you going to do with them? I don't know. It's like, Mom, you're 89 years old. You need to do something with your time.
Wow. Yeah.
You need to do, and I'm telling you out there, you need to do something with your time. What I do is I block off 50-minute time frames during my day, you know, and because one day I wrote 15,000 words of my book.
Wow.
From 4:30 in the morning to 11 o'clock at night. I almost forgot to feed my husband.
Wow.
So I spent a half hour feeding him and eating myself and went back to my book. And I wrote 15,000 words that day.
Wow.
You know, I did a course with, I did one with Brian Tracy, which helped me to write my first book. And what he said was, you don't procrastinate.
No.
Write. Don't try to organize and write at the same time.
Writing.
Just keep writing. When you're finished, then you can move into the organization part of it. And then I also did a course with Darren Hardy of the publisher Success Magazine. And he said, it was called Insane Productivity, how to get the most out of every single day. Everybody have the same amount of time. How do you maximize your time? Mm-hmm. And basically, there should be 3 things on your list. Like you mentioned,
like
3 things.
That's it. 3.
And spend 90 minutes on your top 3 things. Everything else is he said don't major in the minors.
Right.
Don't do major things that's going to give you minor results. Right. So
What's
it's like
your ROI?
You have to really plan your day and decide what results do I want, and then make sure you focus on the activities that are going to give you the results at the end of the day.
That's right.
And I thought that was very important. So
that's great.
In the sense of just thinking about that, what is it that you have been putting off? Cleaning that corner of the room, or washing the dishes, or organizing the drawer, or whatever. Just spend 15 minutes on it, and before you know it, you'll have it all done, and it wouldn't be overwhelming.
Right, because when I used to do the mega list when my kids were little. You know, because you're a mom, you know,
right.
And I had 3 kids, and I had them boom, boom, boom. There was stair step, and I'm thinking, okay, I have to get all this stuff done. Well, you look at the list and like 30 things on the list. Well, where do I start?
Right.
Really, where do you
and you don't want to start, and
no.
you never get anything
And then
done.
what happens? You procrastinate.
Yeah.
You don't get anything done.
Yeah.
So I even tell my mom, just put 3 things on your list. And when you get those 3 things done, if you want to put 3 things more on your list, then do that.
Right.
You know, but I look at it now, if I get those 3 things done, I don't get anything else done during the day, that's fine.
You feel good,
But
right?
don't you feel good?
Yeah.
It's a great feeling. You feel so accomplished.
Right,
And it may have been washing the dishes and
Do it, or walk, you know, or
Something,
going
you
to
know?
exercise.
Yes,
I had to force myself this past week. I have a personal trainer. I had to go see her.
Right.
You know, because I hadn't been able to see her because of my knee. So I said, okay, on Monday at noontime, I'm going to go see Aubrey. Now, we normally walk or do a walk run. Well, I couldn't do that. Well, let me tell you, she had me working so hard in her studio, I was sweating bullets. I'm telling you. And it was the fastest 55 minutes, because we always do a live video after that, and it was the fast 55 minutes because I was constantly going and going and going, and I thought, man, if I don't get anything else done during the day, I don't care, because I busted a move today just to get this exercise done so I can go to California on Thursday.
That's
you know,
right.
and the other thing you got to remember, you got to be determined.
Yes.
You know,
Committed,
you got to
too.
be determined
And committed.
And
committed. Yeah. Because when you're determined and you're committed, you'll get it done. When I was in, the first time I went to San Diego in February, and I was at the Richmond, the wonderful Richmond airport, and I sat on the tarmac. My plane was supposed to leave at 7 o'clock. I sat on the tarmac for 45 minutes. I had a 50-minute layover in Charlotte. Do the math. When I got there, the first thing I did was go to the restroom. I said, okay, Aubrey, we're going to run. I had 11 minutes to get on the other side of the terminal, to get to C2, and they start, and I thought, well, that'll be fine because they start with 1. No, they started with 25.
Oh, wow.
So I had to go all the way to the other side of the terminal, and I made it there with 4 minutes to spare.
Oh, that's great.
Wow,
Yeah.
you did it.
You know,
Determination.
and I'll tell you,
Determination.
that is determination,
Yes.
because if you don't, you're going to miss your flight.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't get things done, you're going to miss your flight too.
Yes, that's exactly
Am I right?
Yeah.
You are
Yes.
right. So
Yeah.
let me ask you a question, lady, just to kind of pivot a little bit in our subject. I'm going to read a poem, but while I'm reading, I want you to think about, why is it we waffle so much as women? Why do are we always looking outside of ourselves, but then one day I want to do this, the next day I don't.
Right.
I'm looking for this approval, I'm looking for that. So this is something that came from me, because I recognize it in myself. And it says, it's called Beauty Within. I ran to the river and I ran to the sea. Every time I took a peek, I saw a beautiful me. As quickly as I started to feel at ease with the beauty that I see, thoughts of disbelief came flowing back to me. I asked Spirit for help. I know I'm never alone. Then the sweetest sound I heard replied, take another look. With apprehension, I took a glimpse. The beauty I knew reappeared. This time, more bold and beautiful, she said, I cause you to see a little more. Seek in sunshine, seek in rain, seek to behold the most breathtaking beauty that is there within. How can we look within ourselves and stop looking outside of ourselves? Our power is within. Why are we looking outside and diluting ourselves?
Because we're afraid. It's
can
fear.
discover. Yeah, fear.
We're afraid. We're afraid. Number one, we're afraid of being criticized. Right? Number two, we're afraid of maybe we'll make a mistake.
Yeah.
But part of failure is learning, and that will get you towards success.
That's right.
People are afraid to fail. You have to fail forward. You have to do it afraid. Joyce Meyer,
Yes.
do it afraid.
Yeah.
Just do it afraid. Get out of your comfort zone. Right now, Sean, I am so far out of my comfort zone. I do not know how to get back. I
You
do
don't have
not.
to. It's
You
okay.
don't have to. I
But
know.
you're
And
so
walking.
conditioned that's what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be, feeling secure, because if you don't, this could go wrong. But okay, what happens if it does go wrong?
Right.
What happens?
Life goes on.
Life goes on.
That's
A
right.
lot of things have gone wrong, and you're still here.
And you learn something,
And
right?
you learn something, and that's the best part.
I like walking that road all by myself. I like walking that road all by myself. Nobody's else walking that road.
Right.
Like you're doing
Yes.
your film, you're doing your makeup, you're walking your own road. You're walking your own road. I'm walking my own road. And we can walk together.
Yes,
But not on the
yes.
same road, but
Yes,
we can walk together,
That's
right?
right.
And you all can walk together.
That's right.
You all,
That's right.
they all have certain projects they want to do. Like mine is write your book in 2 days. We all have certain projects we want to do. We all have certain desires. We all have certain successes. What do you want to do?
That's right.
And you walk that road yourself. And it's okay to be alone.
It is.
Because it's too crowded on that other road.
Okay.
Right?
It's true. It's true. Go the extra mile. As
That's
Executive
right.
said. So Tracy, what do you have coming up this year?
Well, I know I said something a little bit.
And would you
about-
tell us what final words you have for our audience? What is there? What do you want them to take away and remember about this show today?
Okay, so let me tell you a little bit of what I have coming up. I've worked with this health fitness company called TLC, ISO-T Detox System. I'm working on that. I actually started about 2 years, and I let things
Get in the
get in
way.
the way, and then I saw all of these people that were my mentors doing great things because they stayed determined and let the things do what they do, and they continue to do what they did, and you saw the progress. So I'm back on board with that. I'm planning on selling as many houses as I can until I can't sell houses no more.
Oh, okay.
But also, like I said, when you love something and you're compassionate about it, it's hard to say, I don't want to do that again. So I know I'm going to continue to teach and motivate and inspire people. And cosmetology has inspired me, have been just a blessing to my life, that I know from that, this is where I am and this is why I have experienced so many great things in my life I just want everyone to experience that. And I want the audience to take away that regardless of what it looks like, just keep pushing, because that is not the true view. Right. You can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it. Don't worry about all of these things. All of these things will always be here.
Oh, yes.
But if you push through, you can see the growth. You can see the beauty within, the goddess within. You can see all those things on the sideline have been hindering you from achieving it. So don't let those things hinder you. Just invest in yourself and be great, because you are.
Right. Dr. Marilyn Scott, what do you have coming up? You've already shared some of it. And what is your final thoughts for our audience?
You know, we're all unique.
Yes.
We're all unique. Every single one of us is different. Tracy's different than I am, and I am different than Shawna, and Shawna's but we all share a bond.
Yes.
A common bond.
Yeah.
And what I will tell you is to do something for yourself. Invest in yourself. Be amazing. Find a book that is going to self-propel you into the next part of your life. If you want to do something and you're afraid to do it, go do it anyhow. Mm-hmm. Go try it. It's okay to fail. Fail forward. Do it afraid.
Yeah.
But be amazing. Mm-hmm. Be amazing. And my coach, Ron Klein, always says, Marilyn, be amazing. Be cool and be amazing. Because when you're cool and you're amazing, you keep that temper down. And you can do things whatever you want to do. Right, Shawna?
That's right. That's right.
So be cool and be amazing.
Be amazing.
Truly.
Awesome. For me, first I would like to actually extend an invitation to you for you to really think about, what does this show mean to you? What did you get out of it? And I would like for you to go to my Facebook page or Prism of Transformation, or go to my website, www.prismoftransformation.com, and share with me how, as the information shared here, changed your perspective, and what questions would you like answered in the future. And one of the most important thing that I would like to leave you with is contribution. What is your contribution? First to yourself, because we know we can't give what we don't have.
Right.
What is your contribution to yourself? How do you wake up every day? What's the life that you would love to live? Do you have a plan for your life? Or are you waking up every day by default? Or are you designing your life the way you would like to see it flow, in front of you? Are you harnessing your thoughts? Do you have control over your thoughts? Are you allowing things to just kind of feed in and filter through you? Are you filtering the information that's coming through you? How do you present yourself? How are you dressing, as far as how are you rehearsing? Are you a tag along in your own life? Or are you allowing yourself to be the leading lady? So I know for a long time I was a tag along in my life. I didn't even realize I was a tag along.
Right.
But after a while, I was like, wait a minute, I didn't want to do that.
You want to be the alpha woman.
Why am I here? So I had to get to the point where I asked myself, when a request is made of me, do I want to do this?
Right.
And is this for my highest good? And is this going to get me closer to the life that I am creating? And you can't look at all those pieces if you're not designing your life.
That's right.
If you're waking up and living by default. So it's very important for you to take the time to decide, have a vision for your life. Get clear on the life you would love to live. And put some things aside, things that are falling away from you. It's very important for you to leave them to fall away, because some things you can't take with you to the next level of your life. So allow those things to fall apart, so what you need can fall together with you, so you can move up to the next rung of that ladder, so to speak, and not be weighed down with stuff that is not getting you anywhere. So that's my final thought for you. But also, here's a quick question. Dun, 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 dun.
Love you, Shawna.
So join me in making the rest of our life the best of our life. If you're in, say I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
Let's make the rest of our life the best of our life. You know, we have time left. What are you going to do with your time? How are you going to, what activities are you going to engage in? What conversations are you going to engage in to make sure the rest of your life is exactly as you would have it to be and not be a co-star in your life? You are the leading person.
That's right.
So direct your show. Don't have somebody else come in and direct your show. Any final words? We have a few minutes.
Wow.
That was powerful.
That was powerful. Show your books.
I am.
Yeah, show your books.
So here are some books that you can take a look at. You can get it from the library. As you can see, I got mine from the library.
Yes.
That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that.
Some books I purchased because I'm a reader that likes to mark up everything. I like to have a book in my hand. I have my highlighter or my pencil. I'm making notes. I'm underlining. But some books I go ahead and get from the library. This one is by Maya Angelou. And it's poetry, but it's very inspirational about our life and the people that she's actually touched in her life. That's basically what it's about.
She was amazing.
Yes. And then we have Miss Cheryl Richardson. She is known as the guru of self-care. And I've read a couple of her books, and they are really, really good. So if you're looking for a place to get started on taking care of yourself and valuing yourself and taking that role of leading your life, designing your life, planning your life, executing your life, then these are some very good resources for you to get with. And also, like I mentioned, I am a transformative thought teacher, speaker, coach, and author and poet. And if you would like to get more information or if there's a question that has not been answered on the show, please reach out to me on Facebook, prismoftransformation.com or www.prismoftransformation.com. And I would like to say thank you to Michael and Harry for holding it down in the control room. Last week I didn't get it. This week I did. And I would like to thank Dr. Marilyn Scott and Tracy Lawrence for being here and sharing the stage with me today.
Yes.
Thank you, audience, for staying with us throughout the entire show. Next week, we will talk about your vacation. Vocation, not vacation. They're so close. Vocation. So we'll be talking to 3 very beautiful goddesses that are really doing things to honor themselves. One of them, she's actually retired. She's been working with young women, part of her career. And then we have 2, actual author and a young woman that is a, what you call, that's my floor. Okay, and one that is actually a artist, actual artist, and she also does photography. So I look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same place, and have an amazing day. Thank you.
Bye. Be amazing, everybody.
Bye.
Be amazing.